Hey, how's it going? My name is Benjamin Clements, and I'll be covering the future of accounting processes. So, our areas of focus today is how AI is rapidly growing across business operations and how we can increase use in business practices, the change in roles of accountants, and recommendations for the firms. So, AI is impactful as it will impact every business across the world. The implementation of AI will improve efficiency and reduce costs in the long term, and a risk for businesses that if they do not adapt in this current world, that they will not be able to keep up. So the current problems with this is that there's uncertainty in businesses surrounding AI. This can be ethical or with employees not wanting to go the AI route because they may feel like they'll be replaced in the future. The lack of capital to invest in AI systems. So they can be very expensive. Some tools may be cheap. If you just look up like ChatGPT on your computer, you can cover a lot of ground there. But to have a whole accounting system based off of AI will be very expensive. And then I said again, employees concerned for AI takeover throughout the company, and that larger companies will dominate smaller competitors if they do not get the AI help they need in the future. So, tasks that AI will take on in an accounting setting is how it automates repetitive tasks. So, instead of having someone there doing data entry all day, you'll have um, an AI system that you can Dropbox a whole list down to, and it'll immediately be able to do that data entry instead of having the people there. So, it's faster and less costly in the long term. And then it reduces human errors. So, if somebody's doing data entry and they put uh, six instead of an eight there, then I'll throw the whole error off. But AI doesn't really do this. And then fraud detection and risk analysis. It can see trends much faster than a human can, and it can give it to the manager to do whatever they need with that information. So impacts on business decisions. So it identifies trends, as I just said, that detects any fraud or entry anomalies. It can improve financial decision making by giving recommendations itself based off of AI thinking models. And it also notifies management before any potential damages. So if it sees a large amount of stock being gone, or if it sees that the business is not flowing right before anything major happens, it can notify a manager. And then less, or sorry, how the role of an accountant is changing. There will be less to no manual input of data, increased advisory roles, and focus on analysis. So many more accountants will be advising the company, focusing on the data that the AI spits out. And then the use of AI tools and education for future and current tech regulations. This is how accountants will be using the AI, how they'll have to adhere to regulations and keeping up with general tech over the years. The report findings were an artificial intelligence will not replace accountants, instead it will replace some things that they do. This can be data entry, going on QuickBooks, things like that. And then financial roles will rely heavily on analysis. So instead of the accountant putting in the manual entry, it'll have more of a analytical role where you'll need to know what the output is and act on the output. And then human management will still be required as the AI cannot think for you. It can only advise you on the situation. And soft skills may need to increase. This can be communication throughout the business. Um, just as the AI does much more than before, you'll need to communicate that faster with all areas of production throughout your business. So my first recommendation here is adopt an AI accounting system or accounting tools, improve efficiency and accuracy, and build a long-term savings with AI, and then build a foundation to compete with other companies. Recommendation number two is employee training. Train staff on new tech that you bring in with AI. Build managers in analytical and tech skills. Make sure that everybody knows how to use the tech that you implement if you're spending thousands on it, and support transition to full AI system. This means keeping employees happy, also keep employees knowing what they're doing with AI. And then recommendation 3 and 4 is employee roles and gradual implementation. So this would get employees to focus on advisory, provide recommendations to the company, and support overall decision making. And then for gradual implementation would be introduce AI in stages, allow time for employees to adapt, sorry. And then my conclusion is that AI will not be transforming the role of an accountant. There will still be accountants, they'll just shift a little bit into advisory. And then the adoption of AI will be essential for longevity of the company. If you're not able to keep up with these larger companies and how fast they will be able to operate in the future, then you will be outcompeted. And here are my references for photos and for my research. Thank you.